Well, hello, welcome back. This is Maria with Living Intentionally Now, and I am so glad that you came here. Just got some reflections I wanted to share. You can also go read the blog as well on liveintentionallynow.com. But here we go. Have you ever felt like you are moving through life with one foot on the gas and another foot on the brake? So, in this personal reflection, I'm going to explore how fear, limiting beliefs, even our expectations can create resistance between who we are and who we're meant to be and become. And really, how journaling, everybody, is going to help you. It's helped me tremendously to go back and do the honest reflections of where I am and just live intentionally. So here we go, because we can move forward with courage and purpose. There is hope. So, all right, there are moments in life when you begin asking yourself difficult questions, or there should be. Not because something's going wrong, but because something really deep inside you is asking you to grow, to push. There's more. So lately I found myself in one of those seasons. I've been spending more time journaling, reflecting, and even simply just sitting with my thoughts. Not easy, but hey, we got to do it. Not searching for someone else to give me the answers. I'm becoming willing to ask myself the question I've avoided for far too long. And that one question that keeps surfacing is, why does it feel like I'm working so hard, yet making so little progress? I'm sure most of you can relate. Now, this answer doesn't come all at once. It arrived as a picture for me. I realized that I've been living as though I was driving a car with one foot firmly on the accelerator while the other rested on the brake. There's a picture for you. My heart was saying go. My dreams were saying there's more. My desires were inviting me to become the person I know I'm capable of becoming. Yet another voice quietly whispered, well, what if you fail? What if people don't understand? What if you get it wrong? No wonder the journey felt exhausting. So I wasn't lacking desire, but myself and I, was creating resistance. That realization wasn't easy to accept because it required me to stop looking outside of myself for the answer. It's not your family. It's not society. It's not my career. It's not Papa God or whoever you call him. It wasn't the universe. It was me. Not because I wanted to hold myself back, but because somewhere along that way, I have accepted beliefs that were never meant to define my life. That truth was very uncomfortable and also incredibly freeing. So one morning, I looked up the definition of the word desire. Now, it simply says that desire is a strong feeling of wanting something or wishing for something to happen. But then I noticed something I have been overlooking for years. Desire is a verb. A verb is movement. A verb is action. A verb moves forward. That stopped me in my tracks. Somewhere along my journey, I had learned to admire my desires instead of living them. Instead of asking, what do I truly desire? I found myself asking, what should I desire? There is a big difference, a profound difference. And without even realizing it, I have been filtering my dreams through other people's expectations, through old beliefs, through fear of failure, through fear of judgment, and through the need to know exactly how everything would work before I ever took the first step, which goes exactly against the vision that I was given a long time ago. The more I reflected, the more I realized that every compromise added just a little more pressure to that brake pedal. So, for years, I believed resistance happened to us. It had to happen to us. That's what makes us greater and better. But now I'm beginning to believe something different. Sometimes resistance is created within us. Every time I made myself smaller to someone else, that was me trying to make them feel comfortable. I created resistance. Every time I questioned my intuition because it didn't fit what society considered normal, I created resistance. Every time I convinced myself that I wasn't ready, qualified, or even experienced enough, or, here we go, big one, worthy enough, I created resistance. No one else was pressing the brake. I was. That isn't written with shame from myself. It's written with ownership. I am owning that. Because ownership gives us something blame never can, and that is freedom. If I helped create the resistance, then I also can begin releasing it. I have that power. Now, resistance rarely announces itself. It quietly disguises itself as hesitation. It looks like overthinking. It sounds like self-doubt. It becomes procrastination, really, that we convince ourselves it's preparation. It tells us to wait for the perfect moment, when deep down we know the perfect moment rarely arrives. I'm putting my hand up and testifying to that. And eventually become so familiar with these patterns that we mistake them for our personality instead of recognizing them as habits we've learned. That realization again changed me. It challenged me. After all, I'm usually the person encouraging everyone else to chase their dreams. I generally love watching people discover who they were created to be. Yet I had forgotten to offer myself the same encouragement I freely gave to everyone else. And maybe you've experienced that too. Maybe that's one of the reasons you found your way here. And I truly hope so. Not because either of us has completely figured this all out, because we haven't, but because both of us are willing to keep growing. Right? You're here. We're going to keep growing together. So, in one sentence, the one sentence has stayed with me throughout this entire journey. The resistance wasn't coming from life. It was coming from the gap between my soul desired and what my mind believed was acceptable. Let me say that again. The resistance wasn't coming from life. It was coming from the gap between my soul desired and what my mind believed was acceptable. The gap, well, that gap becomes the friction. The friction becomes then the resistance. And the more I lived according to expectation that didn't align with who I truly am, the harder life felt. What if life were longing for, well, let me go back to that. We'll go back to that. What if the life we're longing for isn't waiting for us to become someone else? I'm going to say that again. What if the life we're longing for isn't waiting for us to become someone else? What if it's waiting for us to stop resisting who we've always been? You're going to have to sit in that for a very long time, because I'm still sitting in it. That question has changed me today and forever. Today, I'm permitting myself to dream again. I'm permitting myself to speak my desire out loud without needing to apologize for them. Not because I know exactly how they're all happening. Not because I have every answer, because I do not. But because the silence has never helped a dream grow. That is something I am grabbing hold of. I'm learning to trust that courage to grow one step at a time. And even if I stumble, even if I have to begin again and start over, I will always have growth. That's something I will always walk away with. Growth, experience. Growth has never required perfection, everyone. It has never required perfection. It only requires movement. Hear that, please. It only requires movement. So, if you're willing, I'd love for you to grab a journal this week and spend a few quiet moments reflecting on these questions that I'm about to give to you. Here's the first one. Where in my life am I pressing both the accelerator and the brake? Next question will be, what desire continues to return to my heart? Please sit with that one. Next question. Is it truly my desire or one I've inherited from someone else's expectations? Ooh, drop the mic on that one. Next question. What belief continues creating resistance in my life? Excuse me. Next question. If fear and judgment no longer had a vote, what would I begin today? I'm still sitting in those, everybody. I don't want you to rush into your answers, okay? I do want you to sit with them and then go back the next day and read them again. And then notice what begins to change. And you can write the question again, and you will see growth. You will see yourself breaking through your belief. You're breaking that belief system down, letting go of the beliefs that no longer serve you. Because again, growth doesn't begin when we have all the answers. Growth begins when we're willing to ask better questions. So I want us to speak this over ourselves today, and you can go back to this if you want to and listen to it again, or you can go to the blog. It's right on there as well. I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to slowly say these words to yourself with your hands on your heart. I am enough. I am the creator of my perception of reality. I choose thoughts that align with who I was created to become. I release fear. I release judgment. I release limitation. I choose alignment. I choose adventure. I choose to live intentionally. So I want to thank you for allowing me to share part of my journey, but I would love to hear yours because your voice here is important. You are important, and what you have to say will help and bless others. As a community, let's continue learning, let's continue reaching, let's continue teaching, but most importantly, let's remind one another that life isn't about arriving, it's about becoming. Until next time, be the light you've been called to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and together, let's live intentionally now. Bye-bye.